Let's talk about two of the most famous aquarium plants, Alternanthera Rineckii and AR. I have the normal version over here as well as the rosanervig one over here. I mean, if you see clearly, you could probably see like the lines and stripes, uh, vein-like shapes on its leaf structure, hence the name rosanervig. Anyhow, so these are they are originally high-tech plants. I just wanted to try and see if I can actually pull off growing them in a low-tech setup without CO2 and stuff like that. I mean, I personally like to experience things for myself before concluding if I can grow that plant without CO2 in a low-tech setup or not. So I usually just buy a lot of plants and test them out. Many did grow quite well without CO2, such as the mermaid weed and parrot feather and lots of like such plants that even water sprite back there. Many plants are considered high tech, but would do just fine in low tech environments as well. Their growth would be similar as well, just their leaf shape might change a bit, they won't be as dense. But that aside, in the case of this plant, even though people have said that it can be grown in a low tech environment to a mid tech environment, many people have grown it. I personally have had really shit results with growing it. I mean, it's been almost 2 months since I had planted these plants, and well, rosanervig has grown a bit larger in size as compared to the AR Rineckii, but I have seen almost no growth. They're not increasing their size. The only like the stems from they almost shed off all of their leaves that were growing underneath over there, and you're only seeing emerged growth, and even that is not as dense or as bushy as you might see in the high-tech AR. So this is how growing it in low tech would, I mean, if you grow AR in low tech or AR rosanervig, this is how those plants would look. um, well, if you just want to have it in your collection and you're not particularly that interested in its final look, then you can definitely try keeping this plant in a low-tech setup. Otherwise, I would definitely recommend keeping in a high-tech environment. It needs CO2 as well as better lighting conditions, fertilizers. It is a stem plant, so it is pretty easy to propagate. You could just trim it and plant the cutting back into the substrate, and it will start growing on its own. And it's also supposed to have really bright red color, which is actually not apparent right now. But yeah, this is how AR would look in a low-tech setup. For those of you who were interested in experimenting with this idea, here is the result in front of you. This is how it has looked like in 2 months.